Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Just waiting for some more folks to join in. Assalamu alaikum. I haven't done a Facebook Live in a little while. I was physically not in the country, and I want everybody to congratulate me because the reason why I was not physically in the country is because I was actually blessed and honored and grateful to God that I was able to go to Palestine for 3 weeks. Palestine, I went to Al Aqsa Mosque. I was able to be in Jerusalem, Alhamdulillah, be with my family, extended family there, get to see and just be blessed to be in the Holy Land and get my spiritual center back to come back here to the U.S., knowing that we have a pretty big fight ahead of us. I was actually following the news while I was in Palestine, and I don't know what y'all were getting into, but the shenanigans that our president was getting into were not just absolutely embarrassing in front of the rest of the world, including in front of the Palestinian people, who every time they would ask me where I was from, the next question would be like, why? Why? What's going on there? Why did you all let this happen? And it really got me to reflect a lot while I was there. They're right. We let this happen, and we have a lot of work to do. So I just wanted to share with folks what I'm up to. I actually came back before my family early. My family's staying there till late August. I came back early because I just felt compelled that I had a lot of work to do, that we all have a lot of work to do, not just me, but all of us together. I am heading to Michigan, to this great state of Michigan, to work with one of my favorite communities across this country. I am so fired up. I am so inspired to go out there and work on campaigns, electoral campaigns. And I know that a lot of people always tell me, friends of mine, particularly those in the, super radicals, and a lot of folks in the movement say, Linda, the electoral work is not what's going to get us to liberation. That's not how we're going to get free. But in this moment right now, we need to win back that House and that Senate, because we need to stop this hemorrhaging on our communities, these attacks on our rights, these outrageous policies. And right now we have absolutely no power anywhere when it comes to government and policy. So I think that it's important, at least in the interim, for us to join and to do our part. So I'm going to Michigan, and I'm going to work on two campaigns in particular, and I wish I can work on many, many, many more. But we all have to focus, and we all have to decide where we think we're the most helpful, where we think that we can move the most people and inspire the most people and logistically help the most people go to the polls. So I am going to spend the next almost 2 weeks in the great state of Michigan, and working on Dr. Abdurrahman Sayed's campaign for governorship, and also the congressional campaign for Rashida Tlaib out in Southwest Detroit area, a little bit of Dearborn Heights, and some other parts of she has other neighborhoods in her district. And I want to say why I'm doing that. Because I have a personal responsibility, and I believe in the people of Michigan. I believe in the Muslim American community in Michigan, and I'm so inspired to go out there and do my part. So if you are interested in coming to Michigan and helping knock on doors and helping volunteer on Dr. Abdurrahman's campaign, just go to his website. They have it all set up. It's called Journey for Abdul. There's plenty of volunteers in the state, but the more the merrier. Come be part of history. Come join us and come do the work. We can't win if we don't do the work. We can't win if we don't knock on as many, many doors of Michiganders as possible. We can't win if we don't do our part, and I'm ready to do my part. I will be in Michigan. I will be out on those doors. I will work day and night for the things that I believe in, for the people that I believe in. And I believe in Dr. Abdurrahman Sayed, Abdul El Sayed. I believe in Rashida. Rashida would be the first Palestinian Muslim American woman to go to Congress. And as a Palestinian Muslim American woman myself, that would bring me great joy. It would bring great joy to Palestinian communities. And she will, in fact, be her ancestors' wildest dreams to see a woman like her, who is so principled, who has fought for all people, who has stood up against corporations and stood up for the most marginalized in such a bold way for us to see somebody like Rashida fight for all of us. Dr. Abdurrahman reminds me of something of a conversation that always happens here in New York City, where people say to us, "What do you mean your folks are running for office? It's not your time. We don't, you guys are a young community, and you have to wait your turn. You haven't done enough." And Abdul Sayed is proving to everyone that every time, any time is our time. Anytime someone in our community declares to run for office and to stand up for what they believe in and to put forth the solutions for all communities, and someone who is charismatic and articulate and has a track record. It doesn't matter where they're from or how they pray or where their families were from or who raised them. It's important that we stop waiting for people to change our circumstances and go out there and change our own circumstances. So I am so fired up to go to Michigan and work for Dr. Abdul and for Rashida. I also just wanted to say to folks that we need you to pay attention and to stay paying attention. And one of the things you know of me and about me, and what I always come out here to tell you, is that really bad things are happening around us, and you got to pay attention. And this administration continues to distract you. It continues to distract me sometimes. And I'm not trying to be distracted, because distraction is a tactic of government so that we can forget about the most important people in our communities. And watching the murder, the brutal racist murder of Nia Wilson in California on the BART system, watching the way in which John Cowell, the white supremacist racist that killed her, was arrested, watching the juxtaposition of what happens when Black people are go face to face with the criminal justice system and the law enforcement system, it just outrages me every time. And no, I'm not surprised that Nia Wilson was killed. But I am outraged every time, and maybe we should be surprised. Maybe we should act surprised every time, because maybe when we act surprised, maybe we would do much more to protect Black women in our communities, protect Black people in our communities. It is not enough for us to go online and post articles. It is not enough for us to say Black Lives Matter. It's what are you doing in your communities? What are you doing in these streets? Was there no one around at that BART station? Was there no one courageous enough to stand up? What was the situation? Why is it important for us to start asking ourselves, are we going to be bystanders to this type of violence that's happening all across our communities? And for me, I'm not a bystander. I am willing to risk whatever it takes. I will not live in a country where Black women cannot feel safe to go on a train, or where Muslim women who wear hijab cannot walk freely in their communities, or where undocumented people cannot go and do their ordinary lives, like deliver pizzas and not get arrested by ICE. I just don't want to live in a country like that. And I hope that you too don't want to live in a country like that. So I want you to keep Nia Wilson's name in your mouth. I want you to help demand justice for this young woman. I want you to pray that her sister, who's also critically injured, that she too recover, that you have prayer circles, that we ensure that her medical bills are paid, that her family's okay. Watching that father, Nia's father, tell the story of what happened to his daughter, watching a father cry over his child. I don't care what race you are, I don't care who you are, where you live, in what part of the world, in devastation. No parent should have to bury their child in any circumstance, whether it be sickness or murder, but in particular, this white racist murder that happened to Nia Wilson in California. I also don't want you to move on from children being separated from their families. There apparently are over 463 parents that may have already been deported without being reunited with their children. Where are their children? Who are their children with? And we are responsible as a country, as people, to figure out where those children are and how we get them back to their parents. It is absolutely outrageous and despicable that we live in a country that has ripped children from their mother and father's arms and are probably, God knows where, in a shelter somewhere or with some strangers. Even if they're great strangers, they are not their parents, and they deserve to be with their parents. So for me right now, I want to focus on some electoral work, because I think it's a piece of a larger puzzle, and it's our moment. And in Michigan, for example, the primaries are on August 7th. So August 7th, I need you all to show up. On August 7th, I need you to help me help those in Michigan who have been busting their you know what every single day to get the vote out in the state of Michigan. And I'm there with them. I am ready to do whatever it takes to win in Michigan. And I am so honored and humbled to be working with some of the best organizers in the state of Michigan to ensure that young people, that true progressives, that people who are unapologetically who they are and support that we all be as unapologetic as they are going to win these elections. Don't ever let anybody tell you to run from the center. Don't negotiate your principles and values. And these people have not negotiated their principles and values. So I'm grateful and honored to go to hit the streets, find a local election in your neighborhood, a state legislator seat, a city council seat, whatever you have in your elections going on, a congressional race. Work for somebody. Go knock on a door for somebody. Build community. One of the things that people don't understand about electoral work is it's real grassroots organizing. I'm talking about just knocking on somebody's door and saying, hello, good morning. Are you Sarah? Are you Michael? Are you Muhammad? I'm here because I want to know what you care about. I want to know if you're going to vote in this upcoming election. It's an opportunity to build community, and it's an opportunity to meet people, and especially if you're knocking in your own district, in your own community. When I think about Michigan and people say, Linda, the races you want to work on are always the most far-fetched. They're always the ones that don't, we don't see the pathway to victory that you see. I do see a pathway to victory because I believe in the will of the people. I believe in the power of the people. I believe in the power of organizing and mobilizing. But I always say to people that even when we lose, we win. And the reason why when we lose, we win is because we built base, that we built community. We met more people. More people got excited. There was momentum that was built. There were people who were able to talk about their issues. There were people able to say the things that they care about and that they believe in. So I want you to know that whether you work on a campaign and whether it's a win or lose, you win every time because your efforts have brought us a little bit closer. You may have it inspired someone to vote that may never have even felt like going to the polls or never thought that there was a reason or if it was worth going to the polls. So I am excited to be heading to Michigan. I'm excited to do the work. I got my walking shoes ready. For folks who are in Michigan, we're going to be out at the at the Dearborn Civic Center on July 29th from 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock. We got halal food trucks. We got entertainment. We got amazing speakers like Dr. Abdurrahman Sayed and Rashida and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She'll be with us also in Michigan. And I know some folks, will say, particularly folks from my community may say, we're a little concerned with Alex, based on some interview that she did. And I want you to know that I still believe in Alex. I believe in evolution. I believe in education. I believe that her heart is in the right place. I believe that she is going to be a great representative for us and that we are invested in her and in her leadership and that we are invested in her growing and becoming the great politician, the great representative of our communities, yes, including Palestinian community. So don't throw anyone out yet. We have a lot of work to do. It proves to us that we have a lot of work to do. So we'll be out in Michigan with Alex, Alexandria, and with Abdul, and with Rashida, and with Fayrouz Saad, and Abraham Ayash, and all these amazing Muslims who are running for office in the state of Michigan. And I'm fired up. I'm so fired up. I'm inspired. I'm moved. And you know me, if I'm inspired, you all got to be inspired. And I know there's not much things that are inspiring around us in our country, but I'm telling you right now, these young people running for office, these progressives running for office, I'm inspired. So looking forward to, taking you with me on my journey in Michigan and introducing you to all the fabulous, amazing people that will be knocking doors with me in Michigan, young people, teenagers, and college students from our community, from Arab American and Muslim communities. And shout out to people like Rashid Alabed, who I've worked with for almost the past 8 years. I'll be working with him, kind of moving Arab American and Muslim voters. And I'm so excited and I'm so inspired. And reach out to me if you're in Michigan and you want to volunteer with me, message me, DM me, send me a message, I don't know, Instagram or Twitter, apparently, or WhatsApp, if you find me on WhatsApp, because I am on WhatsApp, just find me, and let's get together and let's win some races. Let's inspire our people, and let's show our people that we have the potential to win when we put our mind to something. So I'm excited and I can't wait to see you all. I'll be back on Facebook Live. This was just a check-in. Again, for folks who were at the Facebook Live in the beginning, I actually just came back from Palestine. And I am so grateful and humbled and honored to have been to Palestine this summer, to have went to Al-Aqsa, to the Dome of Rock, to Jerusalem, to have spent some time in such a beautiful and spiritual place, in the birthplace of Jesus, in a place that is so core and center to my faith as a Muslim. I felt it. I felt it deep in my heart. I pray to God that He protect us all. I pray to God that our country um, get on a pathway to justice for all people, that the most marginalized in our country are uplifted from all the suffering that they have. I poured my heart out in the whole one of the holiest places in this world for all of us. So I appreciate you all. I'll keep you posted and I'll take you with me. And next time I talk to you all, it'll be from the great state of Michigan. Assalamu alaikum.